He transformed Dubai from a desert outpost into a glittering metropolis worth billions. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, one of the world's richest rulers with a net worth of $18 billion. But behind the gleaming skyscrapers and royal palaces lies a shocking truth. His wives and daughters are literally risking their lives to escape him. Why would women married to a man of such extraordinary wealth and power choose to flee? What terrifying secrets are hidden behind the walls of Dubai's Zabeel Palace? And how did a man who publicly champions women's advancement become accused of such monstrous abuse? And this is not the only scandalous episode in the Sheikh's personal life. We will tell you about it in detail in this video. Subscribe to the channel and give us your likes. Let's get started. Born in 1949 in Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has spent his 76 years transforming a modest trading port into a global hub of luxury and excess. As Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Dubai, he's the visionary behind landmarks like the Burj Khalifa and the Palm Jumeirah. A passionate horseman and poet, Sheikh Mohammed once declared, "Leadership is about service and responsibility, not power and prestige." His public persona portrays him as a forward-thinking leader who embraces modernity, promotes gender equality, and envisions grand futures for his emirate. Under his rule, Dubai became synonymous with extravagant wealth, super yachts, private jets, and a family compound so vast it has its own security force. With at least 7 wives and 26 children, Sheikh Mohammed created an image of the perfect royal dynasty. But while Dubai was rising into the clouds, dark shadows were growing within the palace walls. The first cracks appeared in 2000 when something unprecedented occurred. A young princess made a desperate bid for freedom. What followed would eventually expose the brutal reality behind the Sheikh's carefully crafted public image, leading to international scandals that continue to unfold today. In the summer of 2000, 18-year-old Princess Shamsa, daughter of Sheikh Mohammed and one of his lesser-known wives, saw a rare opportunity during the family's stay at their sprawling estate in Surrey, England. While the Sheikh was occupied with his prized racehorses, Shamsa slipped away from her guards and fled the compound. For weeks, this young woman, who had lived her entire life under strict surveillance, experienced a taste of normal life. She reached out to immigration lawyers, hoping to claim asylum in the UK. According to court records, she tearfully told a lawyer, "I am being treated like a prisoner in Dubai. I cannot leave the palace grounds and I am watched 24 hours a day." But the worst was ahead for Princess Shamsa. Sheikh Mohammed deployed an elite team to track her movements. Using CCTV footage and informants, they located Heron, a street in Cambridge. According to later court findings, armed men dragged her into a car, injected her with sedatives, and flew her on a private jet back to Dubai. What happened next? Princess Shamsa simply disappeared from public view. For over 20 years, she has not been seen in public. One staff member who later escaped the palace claimed she was kept drugged and in isolation. When presented to visitors, she appeared zombie-like, unable to speak coherently. The British police investigation into her kidnapping was mysteriously shut down due to diplomatic pressure, leaving her fate unknown to this day. Haunted by her sister's fate, Shamsa's younger sister, Princess Latifa, began plotting her own escape. In 2002, at age 16, she attempted to cross into neighboring Oman, but was caught at the border. According to her later video testimony, "My father had me imprisoned, tortured, and kept in solitary confinement for 3 years and 4 months. But Latifa's spirit wasn't broken. For years, she secretly trained in self-defense and swimming. She contacted a former French spy named Hervé Jobert, who had previously escaped UAE authorities himself. Together, they planned an elaborate maritime escape. In February 2018, with the help of her Finnish capoeira instructor, Tiina Jauhiainen, Latifa executed their plan. Using disguises and multiple vehicles, they made it to international waters on a yacht headed for India. But once again, the worst was ahead. 8 days into their journey, armed commandos stormed the yacht. Tiina later testified, "Latifa was screaming, 'Don't take me back, just kill me now.' The princess was dragged away, kicking and fighting, and disappeared for 3 years. Perhaps the most shocking escape came from Sheikh Mohammed's public wife, Princess Haya bint Hussein. daughter of Jordan's King Hussein and half-sister of the current King Abdullah II. Once the glamorous face of Dubai's royal family, this Oxford-educated Olympic equestrian became increasingly concerned after discovering disturbing facts about Shamsa and Latifa's treatments. According to court documents, she began asking too many questions. But the worst was ahead after she developed a relationship with her British bodyguard. Evil tongues say the affair began in 2017 and continued for 2 years before discovery. When her security team learned of the relationship, they blackmailed her for $7.5 million to keep quiet, money she desperately took from her daughter's trust fund. When Sheikh Mohammed discovered the affair, his reaction was swift and terrifying. According to Princess Haya's testimony, she found a gun on her pillow with the safety catch-off and received anonymous, threatening notes. In one particularly chilling incident, a helicopter landed outside her home, and the pilot announced he had come to take her to a remote desert prison. In April 2019, fearing for her life, Princess Haya grabbed her 2 young children and fled to London. Sheikh Mohammed's response? A venomous poem posted on Instagram that declared, "You betrayer, you betrayed the most precious trust, and your game has been revealed. I don't care if you live or you die." The British High Court proceedings that followed Princess Haya's escape revealed the full horror of life with Sheikh Mohammed. Judge Andrew McFarlane found that the Sheikh had conducted a campaign of fear and intimidation against his wife, including having her phone hacked with sophisticated Pegasus spyware. The court heard evidence that Sheikh Mohammed had orchestrated the abductions of both Shamsa and Latifa. According to testimony, he would punish women in his family through physical violence, imprisonment, and psychological torture. One former staff member reported seeing the Sheikh punch Shamsa repeatedly in the face simply for interrupting him. The judge's verdict was damning, describing the Sheikh's behavior as abusive to a high, indeed exorbitant, degree. Princess Haya was granted sole custody of their children, with the Sheikh limited to phone calls and messages only. The court ordered a record-breaking divorce settlement of over $730 million to ensure their protection. Yet despite these rulings, Sheikh Mohammed continues to rule Dubai unopposed, with his international horse racing empire bringing him accolades in elite Western circles. Sources close to the family say there are many more stories yet to emerge about other wives and daughters still trapped in his palaces. Dramatic climax, 7 to 8, approximately 150 words. The most recent chapter in this unfolding royal nightmare came in February 2023, when yet another young woman connected to the Sheikh's household attempted to flee. According to intelligence sources, this 23-year-old, whose identity is being protected, made it as far as Cyprus before security forces tracked her through her cell phone. Unlike previous incidents, this time diplomatic pressure from Western governments appears to have prevented her forced return to Dubai. She reportedly received asylum in Canada on April 12, 2023, with a staggering $42 million allegedly offered by the Sheikh's representatives to secure her silence. What dark secrets could she potentially reveal that are worth such an enormous sum? Does she have evidence about the current conditions of Princesses Shamsa and Latifa? Or perhaps knowledge of other family members being held against their will? The truth remains hidden behind palace walls, but for how much longer? The stark contrast between Sheikh Mohammed's glittering public persona and the alleged private terror he inflicts raises profound questions about power, wealth, and accountability on the global stage. If we missed any details about the Sheikh's marriages or other royal controversies, write in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, put a like, and see you soon with more royal revelations.